I'm Bet Sussman.
I'm Elaine Caswell. And we are Beauty and La Biche.
Could you tell me about your show, your upcoming show here at Feinstein's?
Sure. It's a real eclectic mix of great tunes, great music that we found, that we pulled from archives, and not straight up the middle cabaret, not a lot of like show tunes, but you know, some more odd choices, but fun.
Will there be original material as well, or mostly?
Yes, there is actually some original material in the show that was written for us for this show, for Feinstein's in particular, which is, you know, a few little parodies, but yeah, most of it is just really, it's deep, a wide variety of really, really good music, and we have a world-class band. I mean, the greatest band, and so it's just, you know, it's full of fun, funny, and really high-level musicianship.
Now, how did the two of you get together?
Take it, Elaine.
Oh, well, we've worked together for so many years. I can't count that back that far.
We don't know. I mean, we're both, you know, session musicians. You know, I'm a piano player, keyboard player, singer. Elaine's a singer, and we've been on sessions. We've been on sessions together, and also
independently, yeah.
And we also have another band, you know, that we put together 15 years ago, which is kind of like the rock, greasy soul version of this. You know, Elaine and I, we sort of have a penchant for the odd tunes. You know, we find the very obscure. You know, we have a good eye for the obscure, and we've, you know, so we're not writing music for that band. You know, once again, we put the band together, fantastic musicians, like the best guys in town, which is why we only play with that band like twice a year, maybe, because nobody, you know, it's really a labor of love. It's not about money. It's a labor of love, but it's basically, you know, it's material that, you know, like old Etta, old obscure Doris Troy that, you know, nobody has ever heard of. You know, we've been able to stump many people on our material.
Started was really because Bet and I, we played for so many people and backed up so many people throughout the years. Bet's been music director for people and piano player, and I've been singing with tons of people, studio and live and television. That we just one day we sat down, we said, you know what, let's put a band together for fun. That's when the Bev Leslie started, and we both have a deep love for soul music and torch songs, and we just tried to pull that smoky, greasy stuff and put it together with just a kick-ass band. I mean, the musicianship is unbelievable. It's great, and it just turned into a real thing. Then we continued doing those gigs for a while and doing all of our other 8 million gigs with everyone else we work for, and then we had the idea to do something different. Beth was actually exploring on her own to do something on her own, independent of my knowing, and I was doing the same.
We had just both come off of like. Elaine had just finished a tour with Cyndi Lauper. I had just finished a 2-year run in Las Vegas with Bette Midler, and we were both sitting here going, "Okay, now what?" You know, it's kind of felt like it was like it's you know, it naturally just felt to us independently time to do something new. It was time to like enter the next phase, you know. And we were together, maybe rehearsing for the Bevs, and had discussed the fact that, you know, I said, you know, I'm thinking about doing something else. And she said, yeah, no, I'm thinking about doing something else too. And, you know, who knows, maybe we're a safety net for each other. There aren't any cabaret acts, nightclub acts that are like two women. I mean, there really aren't any
two ballsy broads up there laying it out.
You know, ballsy piano player, ballsy singers, just, you know, so we just said, let's do it. And
so many genres, I mean, that we wanted to explore, you know, tangos and like just all that old kinky music from the 50s and, you know, and all that, like the
old Julie London kind of stuff.
All that stuff. So this gave us the opportunity to just sort of put it all together in a more intimate setting, and then also add a little bit of pattern, a little bit of, you know, really entertain. So it wasn't just a music show. It was really where we could, our personalities could come out. We could really have a good time, and the audience could have a good time.
How big is your band?
It's piano, bass, guitar, drums, and percussion.
It's for Beauty and La Biche, featuring the world-renowned Insane Combo. And that's INSEINE.
Now,
Which all goes back to, of course, our thinking that cabaret is French.
Oh, we think we're so
that's,
funny, yes.
I want to ask you about the name of your act.
Oh, yeah, well, we had to have a French title. It's cabaret. We're in a cabaret room.
About your backgrounds. Did you come from a musical background? Are you New Yorkers? Where did you get your start?
I'm a New Yorker. I grew up on Long Island, just a hop skip from here. And a musical background. I started studying piano when I was about 4.5 years old. So that's, my background is basically classical music. I lived around the corner from a music club that, had John Lennon and Yoko Ono playing there. And, I started playing with a lot of different songwriters and then I started playing, and then I started dating a guy who played with Cissy Houston. And then one night, Cissy Houston's piano player was late for the gig. And so there she was with a packed house, and she says, "Okay, that's showbiz." And, "Come on, Beth, come on up." My ex-boyfriend kept saying, get her up here, because there was no piano player. So that's, and basically that's how I got that gig, and that's, I ended up with, Whitney Houston, touring with Whitney for 11 and a half years. After I spent about 5 years, playing and music directing for Cissy. So, and there were many others in the interim, and I started writing songs and getting some songs covered, and Patty Austin recorded one of my songs, and, I worked with Patty for a while, different, sort of jazz, R&B jazz artists, and a lot of gospel. I played a lot of gospel music in town. Sweetwater's was a club that, do you remember Sweetwater's? It was a great club, and, then, I moved on to Bette Midler for another 11, 12 years and music directed for her. And now, like I said, now it was time, it's like, okay, working for all these other people, it's like time to get busy with yourself, and put something together for myself. And so here we are.
Well, I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Ohio. And I started out in rock bands in high school. Actually, my first band, I was in 8th grade. I put my first band together. And we used to play the Perrysburg Beehive. That was really cool. All I wanted to do was sing, sing, sing. And I wasn't classically trained. I was a self-taught musician. So I decided I had to just hit the road. So I went out to Boston for a while and sang in as many bands as I could, just got my sea legs. And then I was curious about so much cool music was coming out of San Francisco and the Bay Area. And I went out there. But I kind of got there in the tail end of all the really exciting, cool stuff. But I did sort of fall into the jazz scene there, which was really eclectic and cool because they were mixing Latin music with jazz and rock, and it was all just this cool kind of fusion. And I knew it was New York, and so I got here, and I was, I did all kinds of things. I started out go-go dancing, and then I was singing waitress. A lot of waitressing gigs. I did anything I could just to get by and pay for my voice lessons, and it all was amazing. On, and then it was just club dates, singing in every band I could get my hands on, and then I started writing a lot, and then got a record deal, and that was right after I came off the Joe Jackson tour, and I sang with Joe Jackson and did a duet with him on A&M Records called Happy Ending on Body and Soul. And that was a really cool record. And it was a great opportunity. I had so much respect for Joe, and I was such a fan. And there I was on stage with him just singing this duet every night, and it was the single that was released in Europe, but not here. And then I went on to work with Jim Steinman and record a lot of recordings with him. I started getting a lot of studio work. A few people just actually heard me singing in clubs and said, call me Monday morning and bring me in a tape. And next thing I know, I was on my first radio commercial. And then all that was just record work, commercials, live gigs, more bands, still trying to do what you got to do. And then that's, I think, when I kind of started to run out of gas, and that's when Bette and I put the Bev Leslies together.
Tell me about your schedule here at Feinstein's.
Well, we have a residency.
A 3-month residency.
So what is 3 days? It's 3 days in a span of 3 months. We're very impressed with ourselves that we have a residency at Feinstein's.
And the dates?
And the dates are September the 9th, this coming Sunday, October the 14th, and November 11/11.
And what time?
8 o'clock, Feinstein's, and it's a fabulous club.
And reach out, just get all the people out there that maybe seen that with Whitney and with Bette Midler and everyone, and people have seen you with all the different artists I work with Dolly Parton and Cindy. And also, we always have a surprise guest.
Oh, we always have a surprise guest.
Because we know so many awesome people.
Our first show, you know, Christine Ebersole is a dear friend. I've worked with her a bunch.
Fantastic.
She's so amazing. And so we figured for our opening here, we asked Christine if she would come and play mouth trumpet on a song. So she just walked out of the audience. And then last show...
And blew the audience away,
she was
literally.
She was amazing. And then she sang a song with us, which was incredible. And then the last show we did, we had Paul Shaffer, who's another dear friend of ours. You know, I've been working on Letterman for many, many years. I used to sub for Paul and play, you know, co-keyboard with him. And Elaine sings on the show a lot with different artists. We both are, you know, we've done our share of like all the New York and LA TV shows. Anyway, so we worked Paul into a bit with us, which was hilarious. I don't want to give away the bit because just don't want to give away the bit. And the truth is that there's the possibility of disappointment that they're only going to hear one song from this special guest. And also, we kind of think it makes it a better show. Once you're in the room, it makes it a better show. So we're going to keep it zipped up.